She left on a Tuesday. No dramatic argument, no slammed doors, no final shattering blow that justified the leaving. She just packed a bag while he was at work, sat on the edge of the bed they had shared for 6 years, and cried. Not because she hated him, but because she didn't. And somehow, that felt like the cruelest part of all. He was a good man. Everyone said so. He called when he said he would. He remembered her mother's birthday. He never raised his voice, never strayed, never gave her a single concrete reason to go. He was the man her friends pointed to and said, "That's what you want. Don't lose that." He was steady. He was safe. He would have stayed forever. And that, in ways she struggled to explain even to herself, was part of why she left. We have been sold a story about love, that loyalty is enough, that presence is enough, that a man who stays and doesn't hurt you is the gold standard of what a relationship should be. And in some ways, that bar isn't entirely wrong. Loyalty matters, kindness matters, but somewhere between the promise of safety and the reality of living inside it, something gets lost, something quiet, something that doesn't announce itself until it's already been gone for a long time. Women don't leave good men because they are foolish. They don't leave because they want chaos or because they romanticize pain. They leave because something inside them has been quietly dying, and they've spent months, sometimes years, trying to explain it and failing. Because how do you tell someone who loves you completely, "You're not enough," and mean it in a way that isn't about them failing you, but about you failing to feel alive? You can't. So most women don't. They go quiet instead. They stop reaching. They start living inside their own heads, walking through a relationship that looks perfect from the outside, feeling like a ghost in their own life. Here is what people misunderstand about why women leave. It is rarely about the man himself. It is about who she becomes, or stops becoming, when she is with him. A relationship that is merely comfortable can be one of the most suffocating environments a woman inhabits. When there is no challenge, no growth, no electricity of being truly known at your most complicated, not just loved, but understood, a woman begins to disappear. Not all at once, slowly, like color fading from fabric left too long in the sun. She stops talking about the things that genuinely stir her because the conversations always land flat. Not because he's cruel, he listens, he nods, but because there is no real meeting there. No collision of two minds, just kindness and patience and a love that asks nothing of her, which eventually begins to feel like a love that sees nothing in her. She needs to feel like someone is paying attention to all of her, not just the easy, palatable parts, but the sharp edges too. The ambitions that might sound too big, the opinions that might cause friction, the parts of herself she hasn't fully figured out yet. She needs a love that makes room for her becoming, not just her being. When that space doesn't exist, she starts to feel like she is shrinking. And then comes the part that breaks her. She knows he would never leave. She knows that if she told him the truth, all of it, he would try. He would buy the books and attend the therapy and stay up until 2 a.m. trying to understand. He would want to fix it. He would want to fix her, which is its own quiet problem, because she doesn't want to be fixed. She wants to be met. And so the guilt comes in waves. She watches him doing nothing wrong, making her coffee the way she likes it, laughing at something on television, completely unaware that she has been leaving in her mind for months, and she feels like a monster. She tells herself she's ungrateful. She tells herself she's broken, that something must be wrong with her for wanting to walk away from someone this good. Society confirms this suspicion. He's such a good man. You'll never find someone like him. You're making a mistake. Women are conditioned to believe that wanting more from love is a kind of greed. That feeling unfulfilled is a character flaw, not a legitimate signal, that they owe it to a loyal man to stay, regardless of what staying costs them. But love is not dead, and loneliness inside a relationship, that specific, hollow loneliness of lying next to someone who loves you while feeling utterly unseen, is one of the most painful places a person can exist. She is not leaving because she is selfish. She is leaving because she has finally, after all this time, decided that her own life matters enough to reach for something true. The men who get left this way rarely see it coming, And in their confusion, they ask the wrong question. They ask, "What did I do wrong?" The honest answer is, often, nothing concrete, nothing you can point to and fix. What they did was love without curiosity. They got comfortable and stopped asking the real questions. Not the logistical ones, but the ones that matter. Who are you becoming? What scares you right now? What do you need that you haven't been able to say? They assumed that showing up was the same as being present. That consistency meant connection. That because she hadn't left yet, she was fine. They confused her silence for contentment instead of hearing it as the sound of someone giving up on being understood. And the cruelest irony is this. In many cases, the love was real. It just grew still. And still water, no matter how clean, eventually becomes a place where nothing lives. Let this be said plainly for every man who has been left and never understood why. She didn't leave because you weren't good. She left because goodness alone couldn't fill the specific shape of what she was missing. She left because she had a version of herself she hadn't met yet, and staying meant she never would. She left because love, to a woman who is fully alive in herself, is not a destination. It is a living, breathing thing that must grow or it dies. She cried the night she made the decision, and probably many nights after. She grieved you. She grieved the version of life you represented. She didn't walk away easily, and she didn't walk away without cost. But she walked. At its core, this is not a story about men failing women. It is a story about what happens when two people stop growing together. When love becomes a habit rather than a choice made fresh each day. Women who leave good men are not chasing fantasy. They are not naive romantics who believe love should be effortless. They are women who have discovered, sometimes painfully late, that they would rather face an uncertain future alone than spend the rest of their lives feeling like a stranger in their own relationship. They are women who have learned to trust the quiet voice that says, "This is not enough. You deserve to feel alive." And perhaps the most honest thing we can say, the thing no one says at dinner parties or in the comment sections where everyone calls her foolish for leaving, is this. She was right to listen. The hardest love to leave is the one that hurts you with its goodness. But staying for someone else's loyalty while abandoning your own truth is not devotion. It is disappearance. And no woman owes anyone her disappearance. Not even a good man. Not even the man who would have stayed forever. Because forever with the wrong kind of love is not a gift. It is a slow, quiet, beautiful cage. And she finally found the courage to open the door.